hear the voices, the grandparents calling us. I hear the voices of the grandparents calling us. Wake up, wake up. They say, wake up, wake up. Listen, listen. Listen, listen. May the rivers all run clear. May the mountains be unspoiled. May the trees grow tall. May the air be pure. May the earth be shared by all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Anna, Iva, good morning. Hey, Erica and Ricky Jean. Good morning, Darlene Myrick. Good morning, Andrea. Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome to Sunday Morning Tea and Tarot. I'm Valerie Friend. You can find me at valeriefriend.com. And of course on Facebook and, the YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody that cares to do a like and share, it really helps us get our message out there. I think that's Amy saying hi, peeps. Hi, honey.
Yes, it is me.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right. I need a shower though. I'm a little grubby.
Amy has been cleaning our house like her pants are on fire. And I'm not getting the fire extinguisher, let me just tell you. I woke up this morning to some great surprises. Wow. So, where should we start? Where should we start? Hey, Michelle, Katie. Hey, Claire. Hi, Tamara. I can't get upstate New York out of your name. I'm so sorry. It bugs me so much. Good morning, Jane. Good morning. Hello, hello. All right. So right now, let's talk about the moon a little bit. Our lovely Luna, La Luna. And right now we have the first quarter moon and we're in Cancer for a few days. So the next couple of days could bring some tenderness to each of us, to all of us, right? And obviously we need the tenderness. I have to be careful during a Cancer moon not to be so tender and distraught that I wallow instead of being, I don't know, an effective, productive human being trying to live Earth life. But don't forget to bring the sensitivity of Cancer, the deep empathy of Cancer. We really need it right now. We need to have it for ourselves. We need to have it for others. You're going to see some of that in the reading today. What I wanted to have you sort of think about. Hey, Alexandra, I see a bunch of Facebook users. If you could put your name in the feed, just so I know you're here, because otherwise it's just like, hello, you people that I don't know who you are.
You have Victoria Lynn Grunthener, Stephanie Ellison McLeod.
Nice.
Ann Trickington.
Anne, Stephanie, Victoria, Sue. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
And of course, David.
And David. Good morning, David. All right. So here's what I want you to contemplate a little. I want you to feel the energetic differences of these words as they relate to each other. So when you think of longing, how does that feel different than craving? Just something to think about. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. It's just a little emotional granularity kind of exercise. How is wanting and manifesting in relation to hoarding and grasping. Just try to hold those words and feel where they land for you. We're sort of being asked this week to take things deeper, wider, fuller, and really notice the tiny droplets within the sea of life, okay? So as we go into prayer, let us hold first of all, hold yourself dear. Wrap your arms around yourself and hold yourself dear. And when you click into that emotion, then you can take that loving heart and extend the energy outwards, just as though you were reaching out and embracing the hand of the next one in our sacred circle. Feel your energetic hands meet, and then wrap all those energy strands back into a loving embrace. We open the channel of divine love and light to bring forth this message for Sunday morning tea and tarot. I ask that our guides, angels, light beings, ancestors show up, surround us with love and protection, and bring forth messages that are clear, concise, and actionable, delivered for our highest good of all. And we ask this in perfect love and perfect trust, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Oh, good morning, Meryl Reed. Hey, Julian, you're longing? You're longing or you're craving? Are you, feel the tension between those places, those feeling places. I don't know what's going on. I think there's a demo going around this, but I'm just very interested. So you can private message me your word association exercises. Before we get into the group energy reading, I got to tell you about a thing. So, Chloe Plasma and I are doing a co-write your own super potent oracle deck with the universe 3-week journey called the Fool's Journey. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Chloe Plasma is an amazing, amazing, amazing artist. I am not. Chloe's an amazing academic teacher, nuanced fairy person. And in this little shindig we've created here, I'm going to be the coach, the cheerleader, the support giver, and the non-artist who likes to do art. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link for the course in the chat box. I hope it goes forward, and if somebody could try having a look at it to see if it works, that would be great. But, and also, because we love art and we love decks, we're going to do this little 3-week journey. You'll get prompts emailed to you like every day. I'm going to pop on and do some videos in the group for this class. The original cost was $125, I think it was. Let me put my little thing up again.
Yes.
Then it'll remind me. But we're doing it for $75 because everybody needs a little jump start art project, heart project for the spring, you know, I think. Anyway, it's super affordable, and Chloe is absolutely dreamy. And I think that some of you would really enjoy this class. So go check it out. You can message me if you have any questions. Oh,
And baby Dee Dee says, you are a pretty talented artist.
oh, my baby sister says I'm a pretty talented artist. That's sweet, honey. That's very, very sweet. That's not true, but I make cute things. But like, I don't consider myself an artist. I think I consider myself a witch with art supplies. Anyway, let's get on with this. Let's get on to the reading. Hey, Michelle, Katie. Hi, Marie. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Let me know that the link works. So if you're interested, you can just go right to the page. Good morning, Linda Tomini. Oh, yeah, somebody loved my depression fairy. This is what I mean. I'm a witch with art supplies, let me tell you. But that's good. That's good. I like being what I am. So let's get into this week's group energy reading. The reading happens in 3 pieces: the swirl, the path, the illumination. So first 3 cards we're going to look at is sort of what's out there in the cosmos, in the stratosphere, in the ley lines, in the groupings of living people that we have to hang around with every day. What's going on out there in the weather forecast. And we're going to start out with the energy of reciprocity and the 6 of Pentacles. You know, I want you to think about concepts like redistribution, reparations, receiving what is needed and giving to meet the needs of others in right measure with the intention of the good of all. Okay? I know some of you are thinking this, but dealing with people, places, and things fairly isn't always easy. We make judgments all the time about who deserves help and who doesn't deserve help. A lot of us tell ourselves when we're in a pickle that we don't deserve help. I did a stupid thing and now I can't ask for help because I don't even deserve it. You know, we do a job on ourselves and others with our judgments that deem folks worthy or unworthy of the assistance that they need and the blessings that they have to share. All right. I want you to start with that. I might be going a little slower today because I really do feel like there's this little download thing happening. We're going to have to practice letting go of judgments and participating in generosity without a list of human qualifications. Because the card that follows this one is the 10 of Swords. And each one of us believes that there is someone who deserves to be ruined, utterly ruined, you know, deader than dead. We all judge it. We all judge people to be worthy of fairness or unworthy. We do as people. Now, I don't want you to go and get all shamey, blamey about who's judgmental and who's more judgmental than I am and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Not helpful. Not helpful, okay? certainly we like to see some accountability. That's part of reciprocity, is that we accept responsibility for others, and we allow ourselves to be the responsibility of others. But, you know, on your worst day, who would you not want making a judgment about your worthiness, whether it's true or false? We all have someone that we would not want to have the scales of justice meting out what we need and deserve, okay? So, and then the other thing is, no matter what's going on, don't rejoice in the pain of others, all right? Accountability, understanding people's accountability, yes. Dancing on somebody's grave, it's not really good for this week. And let me just tell you, this is for this week. That doesn't mean that, like, being pissed off and getting some sweet revenge against somebody who hurt you isn't gonna actually be in your cards some other week. This week, we're just being asked to practice a little self-control. Let me show you why. Because instead, we're going to focus on restoring wholeness to those who have been injured. All right? We're going to focus on making wishes for healing and, wholeness for all those who are hurting. I know it's kind of, I feel like I'm not being very clear this week with this. Healing is much better use of our time than plotting revenge this week. Resources have not been distributed fairly under patriarchy, white supremacy, capitalism, all those things. And so just for this week, I want you to try an experiment. I want you to give as you grieve. I want you to offer as you are able. I want you to allow yourself to receive what you need without judgment of deserving. Okay? It's a different vibe. We're not going to focus on those people out there that we want to stab in the eyes. We're going to focus on generosity and fulfillment as the antidotes to this betrayal energy that's swirling around everywhere. So it's a little heavy. Just this week. Don Marie says, just this week? Well, I can't make it. That's a good thing to bring up, Don Marie, because let me just tell you that, like, speaking of my witch with art supplies, like, I have a hard time working out these kind of betrayal moments. And some of my friends will tell you when I'm in a state, when I'm worked up, I say some things like, I hope people are, I'm not even going to say it out loud because it's just too, I say bad things and wish ill for people when I'm in a state of anger. Let me show you what I did, like, during part of my art therapy during my major depression this summer was that I created a bunch of poppets that I've been working my stuff out with. And this is the one that I created for evil, to represent evil. It was a moment, it was before the election, everything. And I was mad at some people who are liars and cheats and manipulators and, bad men. They're bad men. And then I created my Wonder Witch, you know, and she would just like kick his ass when, you know, like there was a lot of this. And I work that out. Here's how I work it out, though, with myself and my shadow work and that kind of thing, rather than popping off and saying a whole bunch of things that are not good, not generative for me or for anybody else. Remember what I said, what goes into your mouth is important, what comes out of your mouth is important. So, you know, I think it really is a good question. Just this week? Well, why not just this week? You know, like, let's just do an experiment. Let's just give it a try. And, you know, give as we grieve, offer as we also feel anger and frustration, and allow yourself to receive, you know, ask for help. So many of us have such a hard time asking for help. But if we only focus on the betrayals, as humans are prone to do, then we're gonna run the risk of missing the magic. So let's talk about the path and how we are gonna walk through this betrayal minefield with generosity and joy and the highest good, the good of all. We're gonna start out with a divinely given set of resources. Now, Ace of Pentacles, all the beautiful, necessary earth life things are encompassed in this card, being handed to you like a gift from, you know, whoever you believe. You know, the traditional Rider-Waite people say it's delivered from the hand of God. You may believe that it's just like that cosmic bank account that is really sort of nice, manifesting some good things. A lot of us just got stimulus checks that really helped our lives out in some ways. Remember, resources are more than money, though, okay? More than material possessions. Resources include your time, your physical well-being, your talents, your tools, all the things of earthly support. So, you know, we tend to so focus on money. And I don't have enough money, or I got this extra money. What should I do with it? What's the highest good? I want to buy a new leather jacket, but that just seems a little indulgent right now. We have these money conversations with ourselves all the time, but we don't often have these conversations with ourselves about, how am I spending my time right now? Am I spending my time in the focus of the agony? Or am I, you know, being helpful and reaching out to others in a mutually loving and sustaining way? Am I showing up with the joy? Am I scheduling fulfillment in my week? You know, what do I get to do this week that's fulfilling? You know? Maybe it is to buy a leather jacket with some of your money. I couldn't do that. I was looking at a pair of Birkenstocks, so I gotta say. So we start off with this ace, and I want you to see your entire cosmic balance sheet with the eyes of generosity. You know, what can I give? Who can I give it to? What can I offer that would be received well by someone who needs just that thing, just that time, just that assistance with my magical tools. Just get busy with the sort of thinking about how to offer generosity and love and joy this week in the face of, some shenanigans and shit. Because the next card is the Knight of Cups reversed, and he's not having it. He's not having any of this. He thinks I'm full of shit right now. This knight feels tricked, duped, unloved, resentful. This is the person who's going to say, that bastard doesn't deserve any of my resources. It's like on all those doctor shows that have this element of like somebody having to donate blood to the person that killed their wife. Something like that. This is what the Knight of Cups is like. No way, you let that motherfucker die. Okay, so we're gonna feel like we don't want to give in some ways to some humans, organizations, societies, taxes. We're gonna feel resentful. So we have this little extra boost, and then there is the culture mama riding in saying, don't do that. They're terrible. You shouldn't donate to Planned Parenthood because, they give abortions to people who've had 6 abortions. Now, I understand we need to have abortion safe and legal. This is me acting like an old relative that I know. But you can't let people keep doing that over and over. How are they ever going to learn? Those are the kind of cultural stories we might be running into. People who have decided that certain groups of humans or certain people with certain behavior don't deserve any help. That I worked with incarcerated populations for, a lot of my career. Let me just tell you this. I do believe that people have to, be accountable for their actions. Yet at the same time, I believe that libraries and good medical care and therapeutic interventions with prison populations are what they need and deserve. Do you see what I mean? It's all going to be kind of an ethical conundrum this week, is what I'm saying. Last card in the path is the World reversed. And I feel like this card has been stalking us lately. This week, it just kind of feels like a bunch of unfinished business. Instead of moving on yet, we want to take stock of the last season and bring closure to as many things as you can. Tie up those loose ends. It's helpful. And it'll be distracting from focusing on, the cold-hearted bullshit master that is the cultural narrative. Slow down. Go slow, you move too fast. Focus on the joy, focus on the generosity, and just tie up some loose ends. Because the illumination card this week is the Death card reversed. And here's the thing. Know from the get-go, from right now, that we are going to fuck all this up. At times this week. We're going to run back to an old way that's not productive for us. We'll run back to the pain we know because we're afraid of the pain that we haven't experienced yet. We're going to see a lot more of the same shit, yet we are being asked to respond differently this week. I want to be clear because I'm not saying ignore the bad things that are going on. I mean, like, just the racial reckoning and accountability of the police officers, the amazingly disturbing amount of mass shootings that we've had recently. This stuff is going to be in our face, and it should be in our face. I just want you to, just for this week, let your anger inspire some generosity and work on fulfilling some wishes without really judging how they get fulfilled. That's God's business. What does Byron Katie say? There's three kinds of business. There's your business and my business and God's business. And we're really going to let the accountability factor for the betrayals that have happened, we're really just for this week gonna hand that over to a higher power of your understanding, instead of feeling like we need to go back and really wrangle it. Just this week, if you're angry, figure out how you can be generous. If you are feeling misled, misguided, like you've been duped, see if there's some place that you can be generous, especially to ourselves, because when we get duped, we often are very harsh on ourselves. I wanted to say one more thing about this card in the message this morning. Because we have gotten those little stimulus checks, those of us that got stimulus checks, there's been a lot of sketchy online fraud sort of situations. Like Natalie and I were trying to get a hold of eBay because I bought something that I can't return. Boy, that was a frustrating day. And we called this number, and all of a sudden this guy was like telling me to download an app and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, no, hang up. We can't have that. This isn't eBay. So anyhow, I want you to be careful, because this is, as Thea used to say, this is the tricky dick card. When the Knight of Cups is in reverse, it's the tricky dick card. So just be careful. I don't want you to be afraid. Just do the regular things, like maybe it's time to go through and change all your passwords. Maybe it's time for you to sort of pay closer attention to what's going on in your PayPal account and your bank account. Maybe it's just a little more of that. It's going to be a little rough, because the moon goes from Cancer right now. Then we're going to go through Leo, which could really make us mad about these effed up things seen. And then follows Virgo. Now that would be a really good time, sort of next Friday, Saturday, I think, to just make sure you're stewarding your money in a way that you're conscious. I'm not judging anybody's purchases. I'm not judging anybody's use of their stimulus checks. I'm just saying, take the time to be mindful about what you're doing. We have this conversation a lot at the holiday time when we overspend, and then we have to show up with Capricorn in January and reckon with what we did. So it's the same kind of energy. But that's what I've got for us. Here's the thing with the Death card reverse. I want you to remember, fears will grip us, and we're asked to respond with generosity anyway. Sleaziness is not going away. Not this week. Sorry, guys. Sleaziness is not going away this week. You can't make others clean up their messes. You can respond differently than you usually do. You can respond with perfect love and perfect trust, which means I'm going to focus on generosity and joy, and I'm just not going to participate in that for this week. Tall order. Here's the thing. If you can't let go of some of this, just don't make it worse. I'm going to say that again. If you can't respond differently, if you are still stuck in fear and attachment to a certain way, stand right where you are. Start from where you stand, but don't make it worse. Okay? Ask for help. Ask for help. Don't betray yourself or others. Make some wishes in the name of love. Hold your gifts in the palm of your hand and say thank you every day, multiple times a day. Bookend your day. Don't be hurtful when you are feeling scared or angry. And see if there's any closure that can be focused on while you hold your sacred ground. See if there's some things that you could actually tie up the loose ends with. Resistance is going to be with us all this week. So I'm going to write a prayer to help me stand still if I can't move forward. I'd love to hear what you're going to do to support yourself. And that's what I've got for you. That's what I've got. Let me see who's here. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Stacey Ann. Oh, Andrea says, I always immediately go to fear. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so you know that. You have that information about yourself. So you got to put together a little, fear toolkit that you're going to utilize the heck out of this week, because it's good to know how we respond. Just don't make it worse. Just don't make it worse. Stay where you are if you need to, but don't make it worse. Let me tell you about the decks I got going on today. Oh, did I tell you I'm doing the Fool's Journey with Chloe Plasma? I think I did. Check out the link and see if you're interested. It's going to be super fun. Decks. The tarot deck that I have is The Guardian of the Night by MJ Cullinane. She's the one who did the Crow Tarot. She's got a new Oracle deck out that I'm kind of coveting. But we've got that as our tarot deck today. I haven't worked with it much, I have to say, but her artwork so inspires me. I have Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Boland. So pretty with the moon phases on the back. Look at that. And then for an affirmation-seeking crowd, I've got Tosha Silver's The Wild Offering Oracle, the little Ganesh deck that we love so much. Honey, who you got for me?
How about, who wants a card, you guys?
Put some questions in the feed. Oh, somebody just said that they wanted a Moonology card, honey.
Oh yeah, that's Stephanie Ellison McLeod.
Okay, Stephanie Allison McLeod. I'm gonna pull a card. Did she ask for a deck?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, I'm gonna pull from a Moonology deck. Speaking of Chloe Plasma, look, she is on right now. Okay, so what I've got is meditate and contemplate the new moon in Pisces, but it came out of the deck reversed. And so we can think about it as protection energy. We can think about it as, a caution light. The new moon in Pisces is like the dreamiest of the dreamy, like just beauty and opulence and love and lots of Venus energy. But what I'm hearing from this card in its protection position is that you're being too, gonna say this nicely, you're being too logical about things, and it's keeping you from starting new projects, for releasing bigger dreams out into the world. You're bringing too much earth when you need more water. It just seems like there's a little bit of task mistress in you. Are you a Capricorn by any chance? Capricorn, Virgo? But that's what I've got for you. I want you to give yourself a little more dream time. I don't know, maybe you're even having a hard time sleeping. But here's what we're doing. We're cultivating that which we need most. So for you, it's a little less work and a little more ooey gooey, dreamy, romancy time. Okay, that's what I've got for you, Stephanie.
Let's go over to YouTube.
Okay.
How about Cherie Ford? She would love, hi, new love friend, Tosha Silver, please.
Oh, yes. Let's see what Tosha's beautiful deck has to say. This one, empowerment. Let me read it to you. When you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. Look, it's so pretty. Snap a picture. I'll smile. It's great. Empowerment is what we need this week. Like when the ugliness confronts us, and it will, we can empower ourselves with connection to the guardian of our soul. Like say, oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I want to respond differently. Hand me an empowering thought. Hand me an empowering action. And then you got to listen. You gotta listen and follow the breadcrumbs, right? Okay. Tina Lindley said, in light of this week's reading, can you give me a card that can help me with a relationship I have? Sure. I think I'm going to go with the Guardian of the Night deck. Get a little tarot. I don't know if you know this, but tarot's my thing.
You must be seeing people in the feed that I'm not.
Huh. Well, you must be seeing people in the feed that I'm not. Okay, what we have here is the Death card, but this time it's upright, Tina. So you're asking about a relationship. I don't have a specific question or, like what kind, but it looks like it's pretty treacherous. Think about if the owl, it landed on these barbed sticks, probably hurt your feet a little bit for the owl. But yeah, and there's the the little dead mouse in the clutches. I just feel like in relationship to the reading, there's some stuff that's got to change. And really I'm sensing now, because our illumination card was like, so maybe not now. For you, it's like there needs to be a transformation now. Okay, that's what I got for you.
How about a card for Anne Trickington? She asks if you have time, any advice for her tarot art side gig? Thank you. And I'm intrigued.
Yes.
To learn more about this side gig.
Yeah. And I'm going to pull from the Guardian of the Night deck for you too. Oh, right there, lit right up. And for you, apparently we're just going to have the tarot cards we already have on the board, is the Ten of Swords. So what I want to say to you about your tarot art project is that I would be very mindful of the ways that you undermine yourself, the ways you betray yourself when you really want to do something. And I think that you're going to have to pay a lot of attention to this kind of give and take reciprocity situation, because when the well is dry, it doesn't help us fulfill our dreams. Okay? Maybe we should have a phone call this week, Anne.
All right, I'm feeling it for our friend in Denver, Emmy Qualls. How about a card for her?
Emmy, absolutely. Did she ask a question?
No, I'm just feeling it.
Yeah, she's feeling it for you, Emmy. I'm gonna pull from the Moonology deck for you. I'm hoping during our art experience with Chloe that I can talk about how to use the moon phases to empower your deck. All right, this is what I've got. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. And we have a moon in Leo coming up, and I think it's on Wednesday, I want to say. I'm not really sure. But here's the thing that I'm getting. Like, when things get in your face, especially if you're being tricked or manipulated, is what I'm hearing specifically for you. You don't reach out for support because you feel, what am I getting? Embarrassed, like nobody's going to care or understand. And that's really just your pride getting in the way. There's going to be the moment of discomfort. Amy and I have these conversations sometimes, and I'm like, it's usually in the bathtub, and I just start crying. I'm like, I have to talk to you about something, but I feel like an idiot. And it's never as bad as I think it's going to be. But a lot of times, if my pride gets in the way, then what happens is that I'm feeling this crap on the inside and I start acting aggressive on the outside. I try to do that less and less these days, but some prayers for my wife. Sometimes she has to put up with a lot. I see Michelle Foster here saying lots of changes going on, experiencing lots of grief, would love a card. Thank you. So yeah, this is, you know, transformation, death card level isn't for sissies. That's not like minor disappointment. That's like real stuff that will shake you to your core. I am going to pull an affirmation card from Tosha's deck. Ooh, and this one popped right up. Solitude. And I'm getting, I'm not reading the words, I'm just feeling the feeling right now. I'm getting a lot of loneliness. I'm getting a lot of feeling like a piece of you has been cut out, is what it's sort of what I'm getting. I'm assuming that relates to the grief you're experiencing. I don't know, but I can feel it, and it's bringing tears to my eyes. So I'm sorry for whatever's going on. Let me read you what it says on the card. Solitude. Once you embrace the inner divine and your own sacred solitude, the right people arrive at exactly the right time, exactly on schedule, without forcing or chasing. So I think you're going to have to sit with it. Ask for help, though. I mean, solitude doesn't mean you need to lock yourself away in a hermitage, and it might just be that that's what you're dealt right now, is this grief. So, but connecting it to the reading today, reach out and ask for help. You know, you don't have to suffer alone. And find something that fills you up, even just a little, every day, you know, just a little something. You know what mine is? This is such a stupid one. Before I read any real news, I like to watch the monologue from Stephen Colbert on YouTube. And especially on days when I'm not doing so well, because I feel this very profoundly, it's that little cup of joy, that little bit of fulfillment. You know, it's like, it helps. So you have to find those little things that help this week. And I would love to send you Reiki if you're open to receiving.
All right. Facebook. Check in with Sue DiNapoli. She asks, she's thinking about her creative business. She loves to do it, and she's just wondering how to make it lucrative and motivating.
Wow, let's go to the Guardians of the Night Tarot deck and see what we can find out for Mama Sue.
And Jane Worth says, Colbert, me too. Cup of joy, smile.
So, Sue, what you got to do to make it more lucrative right now is you got to hustle. You got to hustle it. You know, the Eight of Wands, fast moving energy, taking action. You know, like, eat your Wheaties, get your stamina up, get yourself primed for it. And when you're pushing through, because you're hustling at this time, when you're pushing through those projects, you can sit there and say, this sucks, but I'm not quitting. I am moving forward. I'm going to make this thing work. I am going to create prosperity in my life through this thing I love. But you gotta like really get it and be empowered about it and talk about it in ways that are real. And I tell you the other thing, you're gonna have to charge what you're worth. And that is the thing you need to work on. Because I think that you're worth more than you think you are. In ways, in all the ways that we think those things. But this is great news. Just get out there and get on it, girl. You know, what if you did like some auction of some of the pieces that you've done, or you know, like,
what kind of work is it?
She's a seamstress extraordinaire, costume maker of all things. Ethan is in love with her, of course. So get out there and hustle and ask other people. You know, we're talking about reciprocity here. Ask people that you've worked with to like talk you up. You know, like really. You could have little conversations with some of the people that you've costumed and what it's like to work with you and what the process is like. It's so easy to make a little video now, and you are so cute and funny. I think people would just really like to see that from you. See your workspace, see what you do. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this.
All right, so just a comment. Jeanette Camp says, thank you for the later start time. West Coast friends love it. First time I could catch some of this live.
Awesome.
Let's go to Meryl Reed. She asks, I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in my new business. Would love know if I'm reading this energy right.
Okay. Breakthrough in business.
Yeah, breakthrough in her new business, and she would love to know if she's reading this energy right.
Well, that's a yes or no question, Meryl. So I'm just gonna cut the deck and see which way the card falls. Upright, which means yes. So you're reading the energy right. I do also want to talk about that this is the Page of Wands, you know, so are you talking about what you're doing? Are you getting the message out? Are you connecting with the right people? Are you feeling excited and creative and almost compelled? I think that this is great, but let me tell you, like the Page of Wands upright does not question, am I doing this right? This is like, you're reading it right. You know, trust your little magic heart and soul. So that's what I've got for you. Yay, hooray. Everybody's businesses are kicking up again. Yay. Yay, yay, yay.
Let's go to Facebook and check in with David. David says he's had some words with his brother this week. In short, he's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit and always will be shit. Any inspiring words of death for him? Thank you. Oh dear.
Wow. David, number one, that is a lot of judgment. I'm sure that it is based on some very real lived experiences with your brother. And I am not saying like, let your boundaries go or any of that kind of stuff. But just for this week, I want you to stop saying that your brother's a piece of shit. Okay? Don't say anything about it. You know, because at this point, to me,
this week I don't like my brother.
I wouldn't even try. You just just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. And if you accidentally do it, my little trick is this: rewind, rewind, rewind. And then I make myself say something like, I renew my commitment to not saying that. You know, give yourself some fortification. I'm gonna pull from the Guardian of the Night tarot here. Ooh, there it is. King of Pentacles upright. You just have to keep being strong, solid, knowing who you are and what you need, and staying in your own kingdom, and, you know, make your own money and be generous with what you can. But not you can't do anything for your brother right now because resentment. You have so much resentment. You know what I say about resentment? Resentment is drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. The King of Pentacles upright is like, you know, the sovereign of the land, the king of the earth, the ruler of the energy of being grounded, safe, and protected, and being responsible for all the other creatures in your kingdom. You know, right now, this week, your brother's not in your kingdom. I don't know if he may have to be banished from your kingdom forever. That's okay. That's okay. I just want you to refrain from the judgmental talk about your brother, because that just keeps that all active in your system. Do a little detox, do a little cleanse, you know, do what you need to do to heal your heart from this traumatizing conversation. But don't keep re-traumatizing yourself over and over. All right, my friends, I think that's all we've got today.
There were over on YouTube. There were a couple of names that I don't recognize. There's Kedot Lancine, and there's somebody who's in as Happy Days.
Well, welcome to all of our new folks. I'd love to see the YouTube channel get spread far and wide, because honest to God, Facebook drives me crazy. And I wanted to let you guys know this about Facebook. I don't see any of your posts anymore, and I don't know why. Like, I only see like advertising posts for like people who pay to have things put on Facebook. I don't know how to fix this yet. My daughter's going to help me figure it out, but I'm just so frustrated with Facebook. I can't even tell you. So let's send out the YouTube video today. You can just copy the link and send it to your friends. You can send it in Messenger. You can send it in an email. But say, hey, I watched this morning. I thought you might be interested in it. And as always, I love you. And if I can be helpful, I like to do that. So give me a call, book a reading, even just ask a question. I'm really good at getting back to little questions via the messages. And yeah, that's it. All right.
Oh,
did I tell you? Chloe and I are doing this thing. Go check it out, okay?
Anything going on this week?
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.